welcome to another episode of Extra Salty Popcorn Podcast.
Hello.
We got Dalton here, Cam, Greg.
Hello.
He's sitting in for Patty. He can't be here. He's been working.
He's a working man.
He's a working man. And I'm Zach, and we're the Balanced Boys. How we doing, guys?
Yeah, we're good. I'm doing well. Happy to be doing another podcast. Getting one for this month, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, the once a month thing I think is too shallow. I think we need more.
Yeah, I think we need more.
I've been meaning to talk to you about.
Yeah, I figured that was reasonable because we've all been busy, with work. Me, I at least had a gig every Saturday. Patrick is heck busy with his job, so I figured
he has late hours.
Yeah, so I figured
mostly he's just sleeping during the day.
Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah,
he's all tuckered out.
Right, so I figured that would be a reasonable goal, but
it's not reasonable. I'm super salty with that.
that's the start of the salt meter right there.
Yeah, salt meter just went up. Come on, we can do better than once a month.
What do you think we are? Some pansies?
Yeah, man, I'm not a pansy. Is this guy a pansy to you?
I don't know. Shit, maybe. Maybe he's got something I don't know about.
I'm doing good. You know, this whole sober thing is working out. Drinking water.
Yeah.
I'm starting to practice what we preach here.
Right. Drink your water.
You know, honestly, I think that's one reason why I haven't been inspired to be making these kind of helpful videos or inspiring videos because it's I wasn't really living that way.
Right.
And
you kind of got to practice what you preach.
Yeah, and there's something unauthentic about, I just felt like a fraud.
Right. I mean, we wanted to be those people, but we just weren't there yet.
And I think we were attempting it, but then, we also like to party.
Right, yeah, because we're like, shit, this is a lot harder than we thought.
So now, I still like to party, I'm just doing it sober.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
gotta redefine. Yeah, I gotta redefine what that kind of entertainment, that kind of fun is.
Yeah, because I always said that. I mean, every party I've ever gone to, I never did nothing, but I still had fun.
You should have been a part of Balanced Boys since the beginning. You should have been the guy talking.
Right. You should have been the face of Balanced Boys. Yeah, when we were purely positive, Dalton should have been the face of that.
You should have been just another human being, not an expert. Yeah, but it's all good. I mean, I still love the videos we make, and I just think now there's just going to be more to them. At least on my end. Yeah. Because, what I'm saying is actually in alignment with the way I'm living and the way I experience the world.
Right. Yeah, as opposed to how you want to be, it's starting to become how you are.
Yeah. And I think that will actually attract more views and actually get the point across because it's real. Yeah. It's real this time. Right. So that's a positive.
Yeah. I want to throw that out there. I remember when you first went completely sober, I know people were kind of worried, is everything going to suck now? I remember we had a party here.
Oh, is that going to be lame?
Is that going to just be boring now?
Which, by the way, if you're struggling out there, that's actually, it's one of the lies people tell themselves. It's I won't be interesting, or I won't be able to socialize. I need this as my crutch.
Right.
Totally not true.
No, that's a myth.
No. It's the opposite, actually.
You just got to work on your social skills is all.
So,
and
social. You said that one.
I may or may not have ingested a lot of marijuana before this show and forgotten how to speak.
But marijuana's cool, man.
I remember Cameron got some cream sodas. They kind of look like beer bottles.
Yeah.
And I remember just chilling in the jacuzzi, and I'm seeing Zach standing up talking with a cream soda, looking no different than a week ago if it were a beer. But he's still doing the same thing he always does.
Yeah, pissing everyone off.
See, so I wanted to share that image with you guys to show that, hey, if you are struggling with it, you can still have fun with your homies and hang out and go to bars and go to parties. And just not drink. Hell, if you go to bars and tell people you don't drink, they start giving you free soda, free snacks.
Yeah.
That's been my whole life. So
yeah, my go-to is a club soda with lime.
Nice.
That's
a good classic.
It's great. I love the citrus. And a thing too is like I don't know what to do with my hands, so having like a drink and like that's like a part of it, right? It's like a comfort thing. Like I have something to do.
Yeah, it's almost like when you're trying to quit smoking, you have that hand-to-mouth fixation. It's kind of the same thing where it's like you don't know what to do with your hands because you're so used to having something in your hands.
Yeah, which this little fucker. You know, I'm not super proud that I still do it, but you know, one thing at a time.
Yeah, and I'm working on it too.
Progress.
I'm working on it too. I've been carrying around this thing called the Fume, which is pretty nice.
Oh, well,
not sponsored.
Oh,
but,
not the Flume, the
Fume.
Fume.
Oh, okay, I see.
Doesn't have the L in it.
No.
It has the two dots over the U.
Yeah, so it's just basically a wood cored out like piece of wood. You put like scented cores in there, like scented little cotton.
Yeah.
And just inhale, and it's like it's great. It works for the hand to mouth.
Yeah, and that helps a lot. I mean, you're hitting my vape, but
Well,
oh shit.
yeah, no, it's okay.
I should have said anything.
No, right, no. Like I said, I'm still working on it.
Yeah.
I'm still working on quitting. But yeah,
But nicotine's tough, man.
Yeah, no, it
Nicotine's
really is.
tough.
It's something that I've been trying to work on since high school because I've been smoking since high school. So
I'm in no rush. It doesn't get in the way. Like I'm still able to work out and not be completely out of breath. So once I mean, it sucks that usually it takes us to get to a bad point with something to be like, oh, I need a change.
maybe this isn't good for me.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I'm waiting for it to like actually start to affect me in some way.
Yeah, no, it affected my finances. So I was like, I can't afford $20 vapes every fucking week. So
So you gotta cut it out.
I gotta cut down. So now it's like every maybe 2 a month, 3 a month. I've been trying to cut it down to, and then every time like a friend has one, I'll just like take a hit or two.
Yeah,
but just to like satiate
the craves.
Yeah, the cravings.
Yeah. Which with alcohol, in the beginning the cravings were really bad, but now it's like they still are there, but it's nowhere near as intense. Like when I relapsed a few weeks ago, or a month ago now.
It's been what, 2 months since you?
Month.
A month. Yeah.
Month. Yeah, I had like 60 something days and I relapsed.
Right.
So, okay, I don't think I've ever talked about this actually. I'm an alcoholic.
Oh yeah, huh? I don't think we even brought that up in the last podcast.
Yeah, no.
We didn't. There's definitely no context to the last conversation.
Yeah, so we've been just rambling on about this topic that nobody has.
Like, wait, what?
Wait, what are they talking about? What?
Yes. I am Zach, and I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, Zach.
But yeah, I got sober a few months ago, and then I had a little whoopsie daisy. But yeah, here I am, 32, 33 days sober, and this time felt better, like getting the 30 days because I did it outside of treatment. Like I did it like all in the real world,
right?
And so it feels more of an accomplishment.
Yeah, you kind of did it more on your own, It wasn't like you didn't have your handheld like a little bit because when you're in treatments, like it's not necessarily
completely you're closed off from the world.
Exactly. So it's kind of forces you into that sobriety,
which was completely needed.
Yeah,
at first.
And honestly, I feel like it's necessary for a lot of people at first.
Oh yeah, I think in this day and age, like the time we live in now, especially with the pandemic, there used to be a stigma. I think with alcoholism, with drug, or not even. I think there definitely was.
Right.
Not like respect for the actual issue, and also just mental health.
Yeah.
Because a lot of addiction roots into mental health.
Right.
So now with the pandemic, I think a lot more people are accepting of mental health issues. Like you see a lot more ads for it. You see a lot more just people that were normal going to therapy, getting help that they need.
Right.
And that's awesome because now people that are really in the trenches shouldn't feel so shameful of admitting themselves into a treatment program.
Yeah, I do think normalizing this is very important.
Yeah.
I really think we need to normalize this kind of behavior because it's all positive,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually bad if you don't get the help, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
of course it is.
Yeah, your life could only get worse.
Yeah, so we shouldn't be shaming people for getting the help. We should be congratulating them and supporting them.
Celebrating it, you know, like it's like you throwing the sober party. That felt awesome.
Yeah,
dude.
that was dope.
Like at first I was like, no, you don't have to do it, but inside I was like, dude, this is so cool. You know, like, oh, he's thinking of me. He wants to celebrate me. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, no, it meant a lot, man.
and we all had fun too. That was the best. That was what I wanted to show.
That was chill. That was a
we
great time.
could have fun without any influence of something like that.
And still be crazy, you know, like night owls. Like we were there. We were here till what?
Midnight?
Like no, like 2.
Is that how you guys say? 'Cause I left at like 9 o'clock. I'm an old man.
Oh yeah, we were just chilling in the hot tub till like at least 1 or 2 in the morning.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, if I got home at 2 in the morning, my brother would be like, "What the fuck are you doing, making noise this fucking late?" Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, Jesus Christ, there's been so many mass shootings lately.
Oh god.
Yes, yeah. It's a touch.
That's assaults. That's all the salts.
Yeah,
on
no,
the
that is
popcorn.
Yeah, I'm thankful that I don't know anyone involved in those shootings, but I don't like that we had, like, now it's become like a culture, like a culture of school.
Right. Yeah.
Which it was was it Obama's first term or second term where it was like there was like a school shooting like every fucking week.
I mean,
do you guys remember that?
There was shootings all the time, but we just didn't hear about it really.
Yeah, I remember because around then there were school shootings, but there were like maybe 3 people were getting.
Yeah, it wasn't like
killed.
mass shootings.
Yeah,
But
this last one was like double.
Yeah,
digits.
but there was like it became
I think
it
19
became
kids died.
like it became bigger and bigger as soon as like it started getting into the media. I felt like it became more like regular. Like we started seeing
And
it
that was
lot more.
and that was an issue because it's like, oh, I can be like the shooter's mindset. Is,
Yeah.
you know, they want
these
to be
kids are getting
popularized.
back at their bullies or getting back at
Yeah.
people, so they're gonna try and do that for their bullies, you know.
And you know what I found out? Most of those guys aren't even the ones being bullied. They are the bullies.
Yeah.
That's what I found out.
Yeah.
They're the ones.
Extremely.
Yeah, I think about the first one, Columbine. You know, people were saying, well, they were
Mm-hmm.
weirdo nerds and they got bullied a lot. No, they were shooting black kids because they were black.
Yeah.
They were the bullies.
Yeah.
So I think there's a misconception of, oh, these guys are being bullied. We need to be nicer to these people so they don't shoot up schools. It's like, no, they're the bullies. They're the
Yeah.
ones shooting up the schools. It's not
Yeah.
being nicer to bullies will make
just
bullies not
because
shoot
there's
people.
some cases of kids who've been bullied doesn't mean it's every single case.
Right.
A lot of
Every
times-
case is its own thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own reasons for doing the things that they do, whether
Right.
it be good or bad.
This
you
is
know?
a salty conversation right now.
Yeah, it is.
Because there's so much like emotion.
Yeah,
know,
because
like,
it pisses me off.
It's so tragic.
Because it connects so many aspects of life. Because it's not only the fact of just dangerous like mindsets of like kids bullying and stuff like that, or like, you know, it's also the access to guns. It's also the regulations we have.
See, this
on
is where the
things.
salt's coming in.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. 'Cause, trust me, like this topic, I get into it because like when it comes to guns, I love guns. I do, and I think
They are a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I do believe people should have guns. Yes,
Me too.
but
We're American.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not only that, but it's like just because people are dangerous in general. So yeah, have some kind of personal safety.
Yeah.
And I am firm subscriber to guns don't kill people. People with guns kill people.
Yes.
And so it's like if we get the right people, you know, getting guns, it's fine. It's all the people
And
who
it's
use
like-
it
and
for
it's-
either crime or use it for some kind of just idiotic, you know, purpose, normalizing guns in a sense, desensitizing, you know, people to it. That's where it gets to be a problem.
Yeah, and
There's not enough gun safety is where I'm really trying to get at.
yeah, because we do have regulations, right?
Yeah.
Like there are gun regulations
Yeah.
in place in every state,
Yeah.
and every state has different ones.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so what else do we implement that can help prevent? That's the question.
Yeah,
Adding those regulations to gun shows.
Um,
Because you can go to a gun show. I can go to a gun show without a gun license and buy a gun. Like, I can just go there, just buy whatever I wanted. I can get an AR if I wanted to, and they wouldn't do any background checks or anything.
yeah.
I mean, last I saw, I don't know how it is now, but like last I saw, you could legit go to any gun show and just, okay, I want an AR. Okay, I want a shotgun. Oh, this gun's actually illegal in most states. I still can buy it though.
Mm-hmm.
And Texas is like that. Texas, you just have to be 18. That's
Yeah.
how this guy got the gun. He was
Exactly.
18 and bought a gun. So, I mean, some states have regulations, but some states don't. Really
And they're
have that.
very loose regulations
Yeah.
sometimes.
Very
And I'll admit, I don't like the California regulations.
Me either.
Because of how they came about. They came out because the Black Panther Party went to the state capitol.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. They
I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, no, they went to the state capitol and said we deserve Second Amendment rights too. That's when the gun laws came in.
Right.
A lot of people don't know that.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people think they came because of.
I wonder if the mics are picking up that plane.
Don't look like it.
No.
I mean, maybe, but
Maybe. Okay, well, the plane went by. But yeah, a lot of people think that, oh, that's just California trying to take away all your guns. No, they did it because black people want gun rights. And that's where the gun laws came from. A lot of people don't realize that. So that's why I hate the California gun laws.
because they were like, wait a minute. We said guns for everybody, and now they're part of our legal system, so that means them too. Shit, we gotta do something about these gun laws.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that black people are part of everybody. They're not 3/5 of a person still? Oh,
Shit. right.
What are they, 2/4? And to kind of like jump back to the conversation we were having about mental health, that's why mental health is so important too, because that's a huge aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like if someone's going through something and doesn't have the help that he or she needs, or they, you know, we're supportive.
Yeah,
right?
all inclusive.
All inclusive.
Yep.
Then you know, maybe this tragedy wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, I also think because there were some guys who were friends with him, and they were describing him, and they said, yeah, he was like a troublemaker. Like he'd like to go to, he was always just like mean to people, and he'd like to go to parks and start fights, and he was just having problems all over. It sounds like that's the type of person that could use that kind of help, you know.
Yeah.
So that's a problem there. I also feel like you mentioned guns. I feel like maybe something like background checks or things like that.
More thorough background checks.
Yeah, and I'm always like treated like a car, you know, registration, mandatory gun training, things like that.
Yeah.
I think that's necessary.
Yeah, because you don't go through any kind of gun safety courses unless you're trying to get your hunting license.
Right.
When I was looking it up, like the only way you are required to take any kind of gun safety is through a hunting course. And if you're trying to get your hunting license, if you just buying a gun, they'll just do a background check real quick, and if you're good, you're good. You get a gun.
Yeah, and I think it's very important, like a car, like we want to make sure that you have the training so you know that you drive safely. I think that should be the case here. We want you to have the training so that we know you're using the gun safely.
Yeah.
You know, and properly.
Yeah.
And
you know the dangers of a gun, because it's like, yeah, like it takes a person to shoot it, but it also, you got to have the mentality to know when to shoot it. You know? Yeah. Not every situation's a top 10. You need to pull out your shotgun and blast their knees out. You know,
right?
Like you got to know, restraint.
Yeah, and when you have like the training and the regulations and stuff, like now you're like kind of in the system. People know, okay, well this person at least has a gun and has the training.
Yeah.
So then I think people can be a little more aware of it if he wants to go like shoot up a school or something. You know?
Should teachers have? Now this might be a dumb question, but because school shootings are part of the culture now,
Yeah, it's a
regular thing.
Should schools have like stored away like weapons for defense?
I'm kind of weird. I'm kind of like I don't think
like teachers like in a safe or something have firearms. I know it's dangerous because there's kids
just
everywhere.
the way that it sounds. Yeah, like the way it sounds like it's.
I'm saying this to add some salt here.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think gun problem could be solved with more guns. That's just kind of how.
Fire.
Yeah, like if something's on fire, more fire. You know.
All right. Should every school have a nuclear bomb?
Yeah, you know.
Should they have the codes to the nukes?
Yeah,
just one nuke per shooter.
Yeah, one nuke per school.
Yeah.
I mean, we know America has it.
This is a school. Guy comes in, nuke just.
And then we got.
This won't work. After my great demonstration here, I realized everyone would die.
Yeah. Probably in this.
Not a very practical plan here.
No.
Yeah,
It's worth a shot.
That's my only issue with that is I don't think guns can be solved with more guns.
Yeah.
I know there's like you stop a bad guy with a gun, or like a good guy with a gun stops a bad guy with a gun, but what is that? I've seen the scenarios where like a good guy stops a bad guy with a gun. I've seen the scenarios where a good guy stops a bad guy with a gun and the cops show up and kill the good guy with a gun. You know what I'm saying? So it's like what that to me that doesn't solve the problem. That just creates a new one.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's almost like the age-old thing, violence begets more violence.
Yeah.
So
So that's why I like
Eye for an eye.
that's why I like the regulation, because it stops the person from buying the gun before they go shoot up the school.
Right.
Because this kid bought the gun to shoot up the school.
and that was his full intention and everything.
Yeah.
Fucking sucks.
And I do understand some people are like,
19 kids, man.
yeah. But some people are like, well, criminals are going to get their guns anyways. True. I do agree that criminals are going to get their guns anyways. But criminals kill other criminals for crime.
Right.
Criminals aren't shooting up schools.
No.
Billy down the street shooting up the school.
Yeah.
And Billy out on the street doesn't have a criminal record.
No.
So he buys the gun legally.
Yeah.
And then shoots up the school.
Exactly.
So how's it?
And starts his criminal record right there.
Yeah. That's where I think gun regulation comes in, is to prevent that. Now, I'm not saying take everybody's guns away.
Mental health
Yes.
should be a part of the regulation.
Absolutely.
course.
Yeah.
You should
Like
do it
if
like
you have
a
a record
screening.
of like a screening, like are you
Yes.
mentally stable enough to? And of course they can lie and get past it, but at least it's one more.
I mean, if there's a trained
One more
psychologist
level.
doing the screening, like if they have it set to where like you have to go get a doctor's note from a you know, an actual psychiatrist or an actual like therapist, that would be even. I know it's extra steps, but like that would be a perfect scenario. You know, like they would implement here. Go to this therapist. They will evaluate you and see if you're of sound mind to use a weapon.
Yeah.
And if they don't see you as sound mind, like then they'll allow it.
Yeah, and it's harder to fake that kind of stuff when you have that sort of
Yeah.
aspect added to it. So, and yeah, I know regular gun owners who don't shoot up schools. I gotta do all this extra stuff. If you like guns that much, you'll do it anyways. So, like, be offended by something else. Like,
Exactly.
there's a
Or
lot
just
of-
get therapy.
Good therapy. This video is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Right? I wish.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we can move on.
The salt meter's at about like 3.5 to 4, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
we started off pretty.
We're just salting this bad boy.
Right.
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, something that has been very news heavy this last 6-7 weeks. The Johnny Depp Amber Heard.
Has it really only been like 6 weeks though? Like it
You
feels
say
like
only.
it feels longer, dude.
Oh.
It feels like they've been doing it for like I want to say for better much like since January. Honestly, like I feel like I've been hearing it since January.
Well, it feels like 6 months to me, but or how long is it? 6 weeks?
Something like that. 6-7
yeah,
weeks.
6 weeks.
It feels like 6 weeks, but it was every day. Like
Yeah.
whenever I got on any social media or turned on
Yeah.
any TV,
Yeah, it was
that's I
all
heard
over
about.
Snapchat,
Yeah.
all over Instagram, all over Facebook,
The
everywhere.
lawyers are like celebrities now.
Oh yeah,
Camille Harris.
Yeah, whoever
or-
was representing them,
No,
like
that's not her name. That's someone else.
Oh, Kamala Harris? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
yeah, this is the fucking vice president.
It's our vice president.
What's the damn? What's her name? The lawyer
I don't know
chick.
what it is.
Her name's Camille.
They became so famous, I don't even remember them.
Keep talking. I will look it up as you guys.
But yeah,
Okay.
like they pretty much are high profile because, like, I mean, these people are such high profile celebrities.
Yeah. Hey, and she's actually pretty hot too. I'm like, you're doing good in life.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're a pretty good
And she
lawyer.
was cutthroat too.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you could tell she did not let when she was questioning Amber Heard.
Well, every time there was a new headline, it was always like some fucking reveal of something that she brought up. You know, I never really watched the trial or anything, but every time I saw a headline,
I had to.
it was some right.
Is your mom?
Yeah,
Because my mom, it was like every day I get home from work, it was
just like, oh shit, what's
I was
going
like,
on now?
gosh damn it.
Camille Vasquez.
Vasquez, that's it. Yeah, see, she's cute.
Yeah, no, she a little baddie.
Yeah.
Good for you. Okay.
for
Fucking
you.
lawyer, hot as fuck, like.
Yeah, you're doing all right.
Yeah. But so Johnny won.
Yeah,
He wins, and I'm happy.
which I mean, we all kind of saw that coming. To be honest,
I didn't. I was completely
Really?
worried. I thought she might get away with it.
I mean, once they started like bringing to light some of the actual shit that she was doing, I mean, pun intended, not pun intended. But yeah, that's when it started to like turn around. Like when she couldn't keep her story straight.
Yeah, and it's like she was acting so badly. Like I mean, she's not even that good of an actress. to begin
Exactly.
with.
Yeah.
And it's like she would just always talk to the jury, you know, every question, and just like, oh look, I'm poor me. And it's like there's no tears, nothing. And the thing that pisses me off, and I'm happy about this case, is the fact that she tried to put herself on a pedestal for domestic violence and women that get mistreated.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're such a bitch for trying to do that, because you're clearly like manipulating the situation. You were clearly the abuser, and it's like now you're taking away attention to people that for women that actually go through this. It's like only to boost your status. It's like, oh man, like thank you that this actually went right, you know, and she was exposed. Yeah. I'm happy.
I'm happy about that too. I remember one of our podcasts, we had a whole section about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp and them just arguing and fighting.
I listened to the 45-minute long recorded argument between them, and oh my god, like, dude, Amber Heard is fucking insane.
I'm not gonna sit here and fight about fucking Toronto anymore. Guess what? I let it go. I'm not fucking talking about Toronto.
She's crazy.
I believe that.
I heard that.
What was that racial? It's funny how like from then on to now we're having a different conversation of that. She's actually being punished for the way she was treating him.
Yeah.
In our podcast that we did almost a year ago. Yeah.
Which, hey, this is okay. Dare I say, this is actually a historic case.
Yeah, I think so.
Because for the first time ever, the man won a public trial for being the victim.
Right.
This is astonishing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Domestic abuse case. Yeah.
And because it was because they were celebrities, everybody knows about it now. So it might start to become a little more complicated.
Well, it'll start the conversation of, hey, maybe we should look deeper into a lot of these situations than just at surface level believing what's going on.
Yeah,
and
like
just sentencing these people to jail or just
destroying their careers and lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think about like after this case, I heard this term for the first time ever: toxic femininity. I'd never heard that term before this case.
Right.
And and it's like it is a real thing.
Yeah.
And many women have gotten away, I think, with.
So how much longer do you think we'll start to go from toxic masculinity to toxic femininity to just humans are toxic?
That's how I feel.
We're just fucking assholes. Like, we just gotta understand that. Like, we fuck things up. You know, and we just gotta, redeem ourselves, I guess, like
the hero arc.
Yeah. Right. But I mean, some people are just crazy, like Amber Heard,
Yeah.
Just put them in the swill with the peasants.
Yeah. But no, don't do that.
No, that's a little extreme.
Yeah.
Someone's getting their plane license today. Like, damn.
Fucking.
But no, I think that gosh, what was I gonna say? I think it's true that toxic isn't gender specific.
No.
Toxic behavior is just toxic behavior.
Yeah.
And I do believe that there is such thing as toxic masculinity as it's been talked about for such a long time.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it's every bit as much of a real thing as toxic femininity. And now this is the first time we're actually talking about that.
Right.
I think it's also a good thing that this happened around the same time the whole Will Smith slapping Chris Rock thing happened.
Right.
Because now people are talking about Jada as well and how that's also toxic femininity.
Right. How like she's not gaslighting Will Smith, but that relationship is like he's for lack of a better word, the bitch of the couple.
He's whipped.
Yeah. He is super whipped, and she is doing major emotional damage.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're right. It is kind of nice that those things are
being talked about.
Yeah, and they happen at
the same time, because now it's making everyone talk about it, as opposed to just the people who are affected by it.
Right.
So it's almost a good thing that they happen at the same time, like you said, because of that.
It's kind of funny how when Will Smith, that was actually the night of the party.
It was the night of the summer party. Yeah.
I remember Graham's the one that told me, but we were all like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And we all jumped on our phones like it was like the Super Bowl or something.
Yeah.
And then the aftermath was everyone was like, wait, is Will Smith okay?
Yeah. what's going on?
What's going on with him? And then everyone started deep diving on like, oh, maybe Jada's the problem.
Right.
Maybe that relation, like him being a cuckold.
Well, a cuckold is when you watch other people bang your wife.
Yeah, well.
But I mean, same kind of context.
The
you're a little bit
context
of a
is
cuck,
there.
yeah.
A bit of a cuck. And then it's like, oh man, it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
King Richard. He's...
I know, yeah. It
I Am
totally
Legend.
overshadowed. Yeah, it totally overshadowed him winning the Oscar.
Yeah.
And nobody talked about that. Everybody talked about him slapping Chris Rock.
Exactly. Yeah. He still he slaps Chris Rock and still wins the Oscar.
that was...
Yeah.
That's pretty baller. I mean, honestly, don't talk about my wife, and I'm still gonna win this fucking award and beat you as an actor.
Yeah.
Beat you physically and beat you in our career.
Yeah, and a lot of people were saying, the fact that he wasn't thrown out or escorted out.
that's privilege right there.
That's privilege.
That was privilege.
Yeah.
That was privilege.
Yeah, so once you hit a certain tax bracket, it's like you become into the know of like all the easy shit.
Yeah.
You get accepted for a lot of things. Like you could do pretty much anything, and
Yeah, absolutely. Anything, any crime you do, you could just pay. You know, you make bail every single time.
Yeah.
And if it's a debate, you're always gonna be able to afford more lawyers, a team of lawyers, in senses. So there definitely is a level of privilege he has there, just off of his status and his money. And so that's why he didn't go to jail for it. Chris Rock didn't press any charges, which, he could have, but it looks like he didn't want to because I think he's going to incorporate him in his comedy. Yeah, in his comedy routine. I already seen him on the internet say, I just got slapped by the softest rapper, that ever exist. Things like that. So it's already...
Well, yeah, and when Dave Chappelle got attacked on stage, Chris Rock came out and was like, oh, was that Will Smith?
Yes.
Was that Will Smith?
Yeah, and that's what I think that slap did. I think it normalized people coming up on stage and attacking comedians.
Yeah.
That's what I think it did. If he didn't do that, I don't think Dave Chappelle doesn't get tackled.
Right.
But I do want to point out that guy got stomped the hell out. Oh my God.
You salty about that, or?
Ooh, am I salty about it?
Yeah.
Him getting stomped out?
Yeah.
No, I'm happy he got stomped
yeah,
out.
because that just proves that the security that Dave Chappelle has is real as shit.
Yeah. and like hearing that, like the people who stomped him out were like Jamie Foxx and Busta Rhymes and like other celebrities.
Yeah, it's like that's who. I thought it was a security. I just saw the headline of him.
Them too. It was security.
It was a gang of people.
Yeah, it was a group. He got curb stomped by a squad.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But it was security, but it was also like Busta Rhymes was in there. Jamie
Think
Foxx.
who you're like going up to attack. It's fucking Dave Chappelle.
Chappelle.
Like the biggest comedian of our time right now.
And the attacker didn't even do a good job.
No, that was the worst tackle I've ever seen.
He didn't even tackle him.
No.
He tried to get him, but Dave Chappelle was able to get him off.
Yeah, and the guy just basically hit the ground. Chappelle was like, the hell?
Was it a trans person?
No, he made that joke though. It was a trans woman.
It was a trans man.
He made that joke. That was funny. But no, it was just a dude.
Yeah.
And they haven't really talked about his motives or anything, which I'm glad they didn't. He doesn't deserve the attention.
No.
But all I remember is how his arm was broken like this, and his face was just like you could tell which side of the face was on the ground, and which side of the face was getting stomped out. Yeah, so bad.
hilarious.
And they still handcuffed the broken arm onto
hilarious.
that, like add insult to injury.
Oh man.
So yeah, that was great. I'm glad Chappelle got justice on that guy. But that's what I think is going to happen. I think that now people are going to come up on stage.
Right, when they start to feel offended, they're just going to do it.
It's so stupid.
You can't go to a comedy show
Yeah.
and be offended by
Just
stuff.
leave.
Yeah.
Or don't go.
Yeah,
Don't go.
exactly.
Don't go.
Know what you're getting into. It's a fucking comedy show. They're going to say some shit that is going to offend you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they should. That's a comedian's job.
Exactly.
They're supposed to ride that or ride the envelope. Is that
Ride the line.
The line. I've heard the line.
Yeah.
Stay balanced on
Something
the line.
Dane always says, like when we were doing IPN, was he was always like, push the envelope or something.
Right.
I've heard push the envelope, and I've heard like ride the line.
Yeah. All right, that's what I meant to say. Fuck it.
Push the
Push the envelope.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
ride the envelope and push the line. But I think that's their job. job. Now, if you get offended by something else, something unrelated that's not a comedy show, okay, that's fair because it's not a comedy show.
Yeah, like someone in the street just yelling some shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
But no, not a comedy show. You're supposed to. They're supposed to say stuff that
because you want to have that awkward kind of laugh. Like, I don't know why I'm laughing at this. This is funny though.
Oh, he's really going there.
Yeah, that's the reaction you should have, not like jumping on stage and attacking.
And you're totally okay to be offended by a joke. Like if you're at a comedy show, that's totally fine. Like it's your reaction.
Yeah, and how you know where you stand.
Yeah, but just know what the etiquette of a show is, and if you really are uncomfortable, leave.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out of there.
If you're that offended, being offended isn't justification for you to go assault somebody.
Yeah,
it's not. It's not.
And I just want to make this segue into Kenobi. Because Moses Ingram, the gal that plays Reva, is it Reva or Reva?
I forgot.
I think
I just call her the third sister.
The third sister.
Yeah.
She's getting attacked like online and stuff.
Death threats and racism.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, but this falls into suit. It's like, look, if you don't like a character or you don't like a certain move or the story, talk about that. Like, oh, I just think this character's annoying or stupid or out of place.
Yeah,
Which some people were doing.
That's totally fine.
That's
Express your opinion.
That's fair.
But to like attack the actor, someone who's paid to just simply like read the lines,
based on who they are.
Yeah.
and go after their skin color. Like that's so wrong.
She didn't choose her skin color.
No, she didn't. Unless she did like a Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder.
I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
I never break character until it comes out on VHS, or what did he say?
Man, I don't drop character till I've done a DVD commentary.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That was funny, but I feel like she didn't deserve any of that, and
Of course not.
And I understand if
Salty.
if you don't like something, don't attack people. Don't attack people races and ethnicities. For that,
it's unnecessary.
Yeah,
I like what Ewan McGregor said. He's like, "You're no Star Wars fan of mine."
Hey.
That's like if I'm one of those people that was like doing that, and I heard Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan saying that. Ooh.
Yeah, it's like, well, what do you say to that?
Yeah,
right?
Shit.
That's Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's wrong. But and with what's her name? I still agree that just because you're offended, you don't attack somebody's race, and then you don't attack them physically. I think there are reasons to beat somebody's ass. I honestly believe that. I think there are perfect reasons to go beat the shit out of somebody.
Yeah, like Chris Rock. Fuck Chris Rock. Slap the shit out of the guy.
I was gonna say, I think Chris Rock had every right to go.
Oh yeah, no, he should have won. That would have been awesome.
If it just turned out into a fucking straight up,
like,
dude, we would have had to get fucking celebrity deathmatch back up on air for that.
Imagine.
That would be insane. But it would make everybody look bad. People talked about how this was the first Oscars that was produced by a black person. And they were saying, oh yeah, of course, first Oscars produced by a black person. Of course somebody's going to get smacked.
Oh, like, wow.
Dang. Well, see what you did to us?
Oh, man.
See what that slap did more than here.
Right. It hurt the culture.
It really did. It hurt everything.
That sucks.
Yeah, that does suck. But you mentioned Kenobi. I don't want to get off.
Right, that's not good topic here.
That's the juice there. That's where the popcorn. We actually should fill this with popcorn, by the way.
Yeah.
One of these days.
I like popcorn.
It's empty. Yeah, we should each have like our own popcorn and just be munching. That'd be fun for audio.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. We have these lives and just. I mean, we'll get the ASMR. We'll get the ASMR crowd in.
Extra salty popcorn podcast. Yeah. All right, but Kenobi, how we liking it, boys?
I love it. I've loved every episode. I don't see anything wrong with it.
I'll explain what I have problems with. I'm enjoying it. I'm still hyped for the next episode. And what happened in the third episode was like awesome, but there's also some things that were like,
I feel like they're just not giving what we want, you know?
That. And what are your thoughts before I get into it?
I mean, I am enjoying it, It's a good ride, and it's definitely a perspective that I haven't seen, you know? So it's like, okay, cool. But I feel like they're going off on their own little tangent, you know?
Yeah, like there's certain things that happen that aren't.
Like, I don't want to go into too much detail for spoilers of, like...
No. This is a full spoiler.
Okay, you guys go into detail, though, because I'm very high. I just know my feelings on everything, but like, if you ask me to like reenact a scene, I won't be able to know.
All right. First off, the Grand Inquisitor. There's continuity things happening here that are problematic.
Oh yeah.
Grand Inquisitor dying. That's weird because Rebels is fully canon.
Yeah,
that's canon.
He's all the way in Rebels.
Yes, and people are saying, "Oh, well, it's a different guy." It's like, well, then why did they make him look exactly like with the same marks? I mean, he looks different than the show, but he's the same species.
Yeah,
he has the same exact marks on his face.
Same lightsaber.
Same lightsaber.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, I'm pretty sure that's the same Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah, well, and there's really only so many Grand Inquisitors, you know.
Well, it sounds like it's a rank that you can obtain because Vader told Reva that, oh, you will become the next Grand Inquisitor.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was also thinking that maybe he didn't die, or maybe he goes into some back to tank and comes back later.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't really say that he's dead. Yeah. It's just now, well, he's definitely not the Grand Inquisitor anymore because they're fighting for that position.
Yeah, he could always come back later. That's what I think. I think he could be in a back to tank and they're fighting for the position while he's in the back to tank. And then he comes back later. Or maybe the cartoons are no longer canon. It's going to sound weird to me.
I don't like that, though.
But that means the Bad Batch isn't canon.
Yeah.
Clone Wars isn't canon. Clone Wars has to be canon.
And they spent all this time telling us that it was canon.
Yeah.
You know? Why would they back out of it last minute like that?
And they can't make it... Okay. Also, the fight between Vader and Kenobi technically is not canon because when they face... Shit. What did I do? When they face off in New Hope, Vader says, when we last met, you were the master. Meaning Kenobi bested him.
Oh.
So it's either
I think they're going to fight again.
Yeah.
That's the impression I got, is they're going to fight again.
But how in the world will Kenobi best Vader this time?
Well, I think they'll explain it. That's what I think will happen.
Hopefully.
I feel like it might be more of a psychological battle at this point.
And I think the fact that Kenobi is trying to reach out to Qui-Gon but can't, I think by the end of the season he will be able to, and that somehow will give him an edge over Vader.
Well, that's mainly because he cut himself off from the Force. Right?
Yes. And I'm enjoying, like, unlike The Last Jedi where they made Luke Skywalker like a bum, basically, they're basically doing the same thing to Kenobi, but this makes more sense. Yeah. And the timeline makes more sense because it's been 10 years since Revenge of the Sith, and of course in that 10 years without having any contact or being a part of the Jedi Order, like you would naturally lose faith. So I'm enjoying this broken down Kenobi. Yeah. And hopefully, he restores himself. He slowly is.
It's what it's looking like.
Yeah.
Even though he got fucked up. But.
We understand why he's a bum because we saw what happened in episode 3. Yeah. Where Luke, he was just a bum. We're like, why?
Why? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was basically just agreeing with you.
Oh, yeah. No, I was saying why. And then they explained it in the last movie. It was kind of like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like, bro, he pulled a lightsaber on his own nephew. Like, Yeah, that was kind of like, bro, really? So that's why it's kind of like, why is he a bum now? And then they explain it. It's kind of like, I don't know if that's a good enough explanation. Especially when we saw him save the world in episode 6.
Yeah, exactly.
So
save the galaxy.
The galaxy.
Yeah.
So that's why, that didn't really make sense. Whereas the last time we saw Obi-Wan, he won the fight, but he lost everything. Yep. So it totally makes sense why he's
broken down and I like it. It makes for an intriguing show. And it's a good ride to see how he becomes the Alec Guinness Ben Kenobi, Right.
Yeah, I still think because you mentioned last I saw you were the master. I think he's still the master. He's just the master guy's ass kicked. Because that happens. Just because you're a master doesn't mean you can't get mollywopped. That happens sometimes.
It's always one good punch sometimes.
Yeah, that's all it takes sometimes. So that's why I think that that saying could still hold up.
Well, yeah, I think they have to fight again for the saying for it to be continuity, continually correct. Yeah,
I'm not going to attempt that word.
I don't even know if it is a word.
It might not be. But yeah, I see that they have to fight it, but yeah, I doubt that's gonna be the only fight. You know?
Yeah.
I highly doubt that. So I'm curious to see what happens there. I'm curious to see how Hayden Christensen is used in this series because I know he's returned.
He's been. We see him once.
Yeah, we see him once,
which was awesome.
Yeah,
that was really cool. It was like, oh, there he is.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah,
but
I just don't know what they're gonna do with him though.
Yeah.
Well, I think the only thing they can do with him where he's full-fledged is if we get more Order 66 flashbacks.
Oh, there we go. I hope we get more of that.
And that would be fun to see more Order 66.
And I think it's going to be through Reva's perspective because I think she was the little girl.
Oh, maybe.
I think that was her.
Oh, maybe.
In the temple. And that's how she knows Darth Vader's Anakin Skywalker.
He might have saved her, maybe.
Saved her or just captured her or something.
Maybe.
Or like the troops capture them.
Okay.
Or something. But yeah, I imagine this really cool scene where, you know, they're running and they look down and there's Anakin just slicing through like Jedi, like butter.
That's going to be tough to see because I remember we always make jokes about Anakin killing kids, but we never actually see it.
Yeah.
And it's always like, haha, Anakin killed kids, haha. And then you see him walk through a neighborhood and snap a kid's neck. And it's like,
okay. That was so. That was so cool to see Darth Vader walk through the town and just taking people. It was like a horror movie.
Dude, I was just.
Yeah, I love the fact that
the whole time I was just like, oh my god.
Same, dude.
Yeah, like that.
The intensity that they brought into that scene was gnarly.
I love that whenever he shows up, like him in Rogue One, everything's like. Everything's like that.
It takes your breath. And that I think this is the best thing. This and bringing Luke back is the best thing Disney Star Wars has like offered.
Yeah.
Is like they're getting these certain characters right.
Yeah.
Hopefully they do justice with Kenobi by the end of the show. Right. Now I'm going to explain my biggest gripe. The thing that is taking me out of enjoying it to its fullest is the score. It's the music.
Okay, that's
where like the trailer was so epic and gave me chills.
Yeah.
Because it had Duel of Fates, Battle of Heroes. It's like, wow, this feels like Star Wars. Like this is going to be a hell of a ride.
Yeah.
But there's only little tiny notes here and there. Yeah. But it's not like full-fledged. Like give us the Imperial March with Vader. Like after he gives his message to Reva when he stands up like dun 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 dun. You know, like really like just like
lean into the classic.
Yeah, like make it Star Wars. Give us that feel because the setting they were in with the Vader scene, like it looked like Earth and it almost seemed like a fan film. Did you Vader in the town and like the whole Kenobi fight?
Yeah.
Like it looked like they went to the gardens behind, like where we used to.
I was gonna say when that whole planet looked like
like Disneyland set.
I was gonna say that planet looked like Crystal Cove to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Crystal Cove.
Yeah.
The entire planet, like it felt too much like Earth and not enough Star Warsy stuff.
Right.
And so that's my real only gripe, and the thing that feels out of touch with the show is the score, and that whole setting was just not.
No, I kind
like throw a couple of those little cameo aliens popping out of the dirt. You know, like just as a quick pan to introduce a scene.
Yeah.
Like just do that at least.
Yeah, give it more of that Star Warsy feel. Yeah.
I do feel you with the score. I do think that a lot of the settings of the episodes make you feel like you're in Star Wars, but the score doesn't make you feel like you're in Star Wars.
Yeah.
The score just feels like it's a show.
Yeah.
So I do agree with that. They need some more melodies from songs that we recognize that we remember. Even if it's a little bit of it, that's enough.
Well, and especially when you're dealing with characters that have specific themes. You know, that's what sells the character.
Yeah.
To me, you know,
I agree. Yeah.
And like with Mandalorian, that can have its own score and still feel like Star Wars because these are new characters.
Yeah.
You know,
but even they have their own theme now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it works. Like it still feels like Star Wars.
Right.
So I'm pretty salty about that.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that.
I see that
I
now.
mean, seeing fucking the ships that they're on, I keep fucking forgetting their names. Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
Hearing Vader's music before even seeing Vader just walking down a hallway, that's just what gives you that,
Yeah, it's just like, oh, here we go,
yeah, like, we're
like,
about to see a scene with Vader, like,
Yeah.
oh man. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I'll give you this. So I'm one of those guys who liked everything about it, about the show.
And it's not that the score is bad; it works.
No, it's good. It's
But it's just not Star Wars.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay. Well, I want to talk about things I liked about it.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
Yeah, the saltiness is over.
that meter's going up.
So I like that Vader is still on Mustafar. That I think is important.
The Vader Castle.
Yeah, the Vader Castle, because we saw it in Rogue One, and I know some people are debating like, is that Mustafar? I think that's Mustafar, but I think that says a lot as to who he is as a person developing into the bad guy he is that he like literally built a whole castle where he got whopped.
Where
you know? And I think it's a constant reminder of like
where he basically like he didn't die, but that was the death of Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, that's where Anakin died and Darth Vader was truly born.
Yeah.
And I think building his castle where Darth Vader was born is very significant, very poignant.
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
I like that Obi-Wan stayed true to that because we first saw that in Rogue One. So we saw that in Obi-Wan, and that's where we see continuity is still intact.
Yeah,
Version of
and it tells a great story. Like also the badass scene where Vader drags Kenobi through the fire.
Oh man, I was like, oh.
That was such a like.
Yeah.
That hurt in the feels more than it hurt physically, in my opinion.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like he's doing to you essentially what you did to him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And that's what, to me, made it a great, like, when they were actually fighting, like, it was kind of, like, lackluster.
Yeah.
I was okay with that.
But I was okay with it, too. Like, people are bitching about it, and I get it, because the last time they fought, they were fucking...
Yeah.
But then people bitch about that, too, you know? When, like, probably they were swinging around each other and completely missed each other.
just like...
Yeah, people bitch
too
about
much
that,
flashiness, so it's a sword fight.
So what do you want?
Yeah, what do you want?
Yeah.
But what I like about a good lightsaber fight, like to me, a good lightsaber battle is when there's a lot of story being told within the battle itself, and that's what happened. That's why, even though I'm not a fan of Rise of Skywalker, but the fight between her and Kylo on that water planet,
I thought it was a pretty good fight.
I thought it was a great fight, even though it wasn't that flashy. There was still a lot of story being told.
Yeah,
like,
and you can see like the acting was done well in that scene. And
Yeah,
so
very well.
that really kind of brought it together.
Very well.
That's why I liked
I'm gonna
it.
switch these two.
Yeah, and I feel that by Darth Vader not just going crazy on him, I think that was more for him. He had some shit on his chest.
He was playing with his food.
Yeah, and he wanted to. He knew if he just sliced him up, he wouldn't be able to get that off of his chest.
Yeah, he wants Obi-Wan to suffer.
Yeah, he doesn't want to just kill him. He wants him to know, like, this is what you did to me. I'm gonna do it to you too. Like he was really venting.
Yeah, I love the line, like, what have you become? Yeah. I am what you made me.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah,
and that's just a deeper dig to Obi-Wan because he already feels he's failed his
and they're
Padawan.
using James Earl Jones, right, as the
That
voice.
sounds like him.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I think they're using computer effects to
age
get
him
it
down, probably.
Well, not even to age him down. I think they're just taking like audio clips from older films.
Oh, really?
Because I think
He's not actually like doing the lines.
No, like someone's doing the lines, but they're doing
Some kind of audio magic.
Yeah, audio magic.
Yeah, and some people are voice mimickers too, so there might be some
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because me and my brother were just like, we were sitting there listening to it, and we're like, is that him?
Whatever they're doing, it's working.
Yeah, it sounds so good. Like, that's Vader to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's good because he's in his 90s now, so we don't know how much.
He's in his 90s.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's not a whole lot of acting he can do. In fact,
All of our hero actors,
like
from our favorite franchises, are now getting so old
Or dead.
Yeah, we've lost a lot. Like,
Yeah, so
Which, by the way, R.I.P. Ray Leota.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for all the work that you've done. I've always been a fan. Goodfellas. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that was tough. I love Smoking Aces. I love
Smoking Aces is the one that I used to watch a lot with my brother.
Yeah,
He was a good guy in that.
Yeah.
he's a good guy. He was a cop. Yeah, we often don't see that from him. He's usually always like a gangster.
Yeah, he's always the villain or some kind of like antagonist.
Because he plays such a good one.
Yeah. but he played a cop in that, and he was a cop in Observe and Report too, which I thought was interesting. But
That's right. He was a detective.
Yeah, but even then, he was still a bad guy. So.
Right.
Kind of.
Yeah,
He-
he was
yeah.
good at the end.
Yeah.
He was just kind of technically Seth Rogen was a bad guy in that
That's when
movie.
you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to.
He was kind of a crazy person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was nuts in that. But I liked him there. I liked him when he was part of that biker gang in Wild Hogs.
Wild Hogs, yeah.
He's got a lot of great roles in my opinion.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, his career stretched through the ages.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really has.
So yeah, back to Kenobi. I am enjoying Little Leia.
Yes. Honestly, the best fucking character. Like, we haven't really seen much of, like, Luke as much.
And I don't think we are.
Yeah,
No.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but, like, the fact that we get to actually see Leia's perspective, because we kind of saw Luke's perspective already, you know, through the pod racing in the movies and all that. So we kind of know how he grew up. But we never knew how Leia...
Well, Anakin was the pod
Yeah,
racer.
you mentioned
Oh, Anakin was the pod racer. Yeah, I always get those two, like...
Yeah,
but,
we never.
Father-son.
Father-son, they do things.
Yeah, but we never got Luke's childhood.
Yeah, we never got Luke's child. I thought we did a little bit.
Not really.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Not
Maybe-
even in Rebels. I remember in Rebels, the only thing we ever got from Luke was I remember Obi-Wan when he defeated Darth Maul.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Just murked him.
Yeah.
He kind of rides on his little alien horse thing, and you see like a kid playing in sand, and somebody goes, Luke, and he stands up and runs inside.
Right.
That's all we ever got.
Okay, so then I will change my thing. I hope we see more of Luke's story then.
Yeah,
But-
because all we got was a,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, and I'm not gonna lie, I was like,
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
That's why I want him to be a pod racer.
yeah, I think
I want to see a pod racing scene with Luke.
that would be sweet. But yeah, I'm loving Leia. Also, too, the one thing I like about seeing Leia, you see Alderaan.
Yeah.
I've never seen Alderaan
Yeah.
before. I thought,
Like in depth.
Yeah.
oh, really, yeah. We see like maybe one scene of Alderaan when Bail Organa adopts Leia after she's born.
Yeah.
That's the only little scene we see of.
You get Alderaan in the games.
Outside of the movies, the
Yeah,
games,
yeah.
maybe some of the cartoon series, but yeah, you don't get Alderaan in the movies. And one thing that bothered me, because I saw, again as a kid, I saw the prequels, then the original trilogy. I saw when they blew up Leia's homeworld of Alderaan. I was
Yeah.
like, the fuck is Alderaan?
Yeah.
was
Didn't
like-
have much like
Don't
emotional
care
connection.
about that planet.
Yeah, I
Throw
don't
him out the
care.
window.
Whereas, maybe instead of Alderaan, or they blew up Naboo. I would have
Right.
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 You know, or if the prequel trilogy, instead of making Naboo, they made Naboo Alderaan.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I would have been.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they blew up Naboo! Oh, yeah, I'd have lost my. Yeah, so I'm glad that we're actually seeing Alderaan now.
Yeah, because now we can get that emotional attachment to what
more
happened in that
fucked up it
situation.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we just saw him blow up a planet. He was like, "Who cares?"
Yeah, we didn't even know if it was like fully inhabited. You know, it could have just had one little tribe and that's it.
Yeah, it could have been like Venus and have no life on it,
Yeah.
as far as I knew.
Yeah.
You know, but now we're starting to see what Alderaan is like. It's like, dang, all these people died.
Yeah.
Man, all these people blew up. They really committed mass genocide.
Mass genocide, yeah.
And so I'm glad we're seeing that now because we did not get that in the prequels. It
Yeah.
actually bothered me about that we got all these other planets explored in depth, like Coruscant and Camino and Geonosis and things like that. And Renvar.
Tatooine.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Tatooine was already there.
Oh
but
yeah,
lots
but
of
everybody
Tatooine.
loves Tatooine.
Yeah, I know it's Outer Rim. It's supposed to be insignificant, but literally the entire balance of the galaxy comes from that planet.
Yeah.
When you think about it. But yeah, I'm glad we're actually seeing Alderaan now because we did not get that in the prequels. So
Yeah.
we're getting that now. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
And and I love little Leia. She's
great. She's fun. I do those chase scenes are so.
I was gonna say, yeah. My buddy Cody was complaining about that. He's like, he said his one quarrel about that was how she's moving like 2 miles per hour,
Yeah.
and everybody's like, oh,
and they're
oh, God.
tripping everywhere. It's
Yeah.
like, are you really that clumsy, or you can't get this fucking little
No,
girl?
it's just bad directing.
Yeah.
They could have done like workarounds with fast cuts.
Yeah.
No wide shots. Like literally just have like in close shots of Leia like running and then like these guys.
And a little bit more twists and turns too, you know, because she's a little person, she can fit into smaller parts. So like maybe make more sense if she was like zigzagging into a cut where there's like trees and then they pass her or something, you know, like instead of she like runs and then turns around and they're just tripping behind her and she's like, oh shit.
The solve for that scene would literally be like the conversation before, like don't have the chase scene at all. Literally just have like Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers be like, oh, I'm looking for you, and Leia like, huh? And then just cutting.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, of course you got taken.
I was gonna say I think they should just skip those chase scenes altogether. Yeah. I think and maybe save some space for maybe an extra dialogue scene or like some extra words here and there.
Story building, because I feel like that was just
they had nothing.
Yeah, they had nothing. They just need to fill time. So let's just do a chase scene with a kid that's apparently the Flash. Or very incompetent smugglers.
I do think that it is poetic that Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers lands on Alderaan.
Yeah, right.
Alderaa's not far away. It's California. See what y'all did there. That was clever. So, I wonder if we get the rest of the Chili Peppers out there.
Yeah, right. I mean, I was surprised though his whole crew wasn't the Chili Peppers.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And then they make a song for Star Wars.
That'd be hilarious.
I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be salty at the score.
Yeah, you wouldn't be complaining about the score if that was the case.
Yeah, composed by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like the whole score, it's like, what?
Rock music in Star Wars. I'm all for it.
Let's go.
Yeah. But I'm loving the show so far.
But now she's in the hands of Reva.
Yeah, so what's gonna happen there? She's captured now. What's Obi-Wan gonna do? Are we getting an Obi-Wan love interest potentially with this this Imperial officer who's actually helping the
I didn't think
about that. Yeah.
Are we gonna get a potential Obi-Wan interest? Because the love interest, because she was from Game of Thrones if I remember correctly.
Yes.
For me, it took me a bit, but it took me when she let go of her hair. When she let her hair down, I was like, that's who that is. Oh, good for her.
Well, it took me to watch it 2 more times.
It took you IMDb. So.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to see that people from Game of Thrones are still getting work, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of people I didn't see before Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I saw them on Game of Thrones. Now I see them everywhere.
Yeah. Well, now I see the fucking Mountain doing shit. Like, he's the world's strongest man.
Which
Yeah,
is
he's
nuts.
boxing too.
Yeah, and he's boxing too. Yeah, made his own weight class, the Titan weight.
Yeah.
Which was fucking nuts because they're 400 pounds. Like, no other boxer can fight them. Like, they can't go into any other weight class.
There would be no,
Yeah.
I bet Deontay Wilder could still knock them out.
Technique-wise.
Oh, technique.
Technique-wise.
Well, he doesn't even have good technique.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like,
Wait, Deontay
Mountain
doesn't have good technique, or Mountain doesn't have good technique?
Wilder.
Wilder?
Oh, okay.
He's wild.
I mean, I guess, yeah. But I just feel like technique-wise, he would be, because power-wise, the Mountain just...
Yeah, he's mad.
I don't know what it is, but he can punch, dude.
He's powerful. Yeah.
He'd make a cool Star Wars villain. I think a lot of people, or hell, maybe even hero, I don't know. But I think about how a lot of people from Game of Thrones are coming to Star Wars now. I think about Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen him before.
He was in so much stuff before Mandalorian.
I hadn't seen him before Game of Thrones. That's what.
Oh, that's what he was the Viper.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, actually, the Mountain.
Yeah, killed him.
Yeah, speaking.
Oh, that scene was so disturbing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was.
You really thought he was gonna get him? Like, he was flipping around, stabbing him with the spear, and then.
Say it. Say her name. Say it!
Elia Martell. I killed her children. Then I raped her. Then I smashed her head in like this.
Oh my gosh.
I killed them. I raped them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an intense scene.
Very intense.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Which?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that's one thing I am really enjoying about Kenobi is they're getting a little violent. like the stormtrooper getting cut in half.
It's not a kid's show.
Yeah, the Vader snapping the kid's neck.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
I'm like, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't pull these punches.
Yeah.
And we had never, we always talk about, Darth Vader's evil, Darth Vader's evil. But when you think about it, it's like, what did he do that was evil? Now we see it. Oh, yeah, that's
now we
pretty freaking
see
evil.
it.
Yeah, it's fucking. He's maniacal, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm glad we saw that too, because we had never seen Vader snap someone's neck with the Force.
No, we've only seen like choke people, and that's about it.
Yeah, and I saw there was this like fan made video where they did Darth Vader versus Batman. And it was a live action fight, and it was an awesome fight scene. But basically, they're like, the winner is whoever people vote to win.
Right.
And we got the voting results after we saw the fight. But the fight ends with they're fighting, and then with the Batman has a lightsaber, which is awesome. They're fighting, and then he force pushes Batman off.
What
like
color is it?
It was blue. He got a blue lightsaber.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to show you guys the video.
Yeah.
I'll put clips of the video in post.
As you're explaining, yeah.
Yeah.
You underestimated me.
I underestimate nothing.
But they're fighting, he force pushes him off a ledge, and then Batman comes up in his bat plane, or the Batwing, he starts firing at Darth Vader, and Darth Vader's like force blocking everything, and then he like grabs the ship, and the ship explodes, and Batman flies out of it, and he catches Batman, force choke, he's like, I was like, oh!
man.
And that was the first time I'd ever seen
Vader snaps some necks.
I was like, wow, he snapped Batman's neck. Oh, but
Went there.
yeah, but now we actually see it in Star Wars. I'm like, good.
No, they're not
That's-
pulling punches. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not.
So I hope they keep that. I mean, even him dragging Kenobi through the fire was pretty violent.
Yeah. No,
That was
that's
cool.
where I was just like, this is not a kid's show.
No,
like
it's not.
they know their audience now,
Yeah.
and they're like, the TV shows are gonna be for the real audience.
Yeah, that's why I
The
kind of.
cartoons are for the kids. The fucking the real show, the live action shows are for the adults.
Yeah, and see with the cartoon, I know they'd always said it's canon, it's canon. In a weird way, I never looked at it as canon because it felt like a kid's show.
Yeah.
It was a kid's show, but it felt like a kid's show. And I felt like as a show on Cartoon Network, it was an amazing show. But as a connection to Star Wars, it felt different.
Yeah.
Even
Even though Star Wars is, like George Lucas said, it's made for kids.
Yeah.
And it totally is.
Especially episodes.
But,
the
you know,
prequels.
yeah.
Or episode 1. I think episode 1 is most made for kids.
Yeah.
That one really, it seemed like the humor was made for kids.
Like Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, it
fucking
felt like
Ewoks and-
it felt like everything was written for children.
Yeah.
Whereas these shows, the movies, it didn't feel like I didn't get those vibes. I felt like they were still very. It was meant for everyone. Well, yeah, that's what I meant. I felt like Star Wars was meant for all ages, where the Clone Wars and stuff is meant for kids, but adults can enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's how I see
Yeah,
it. And
no,
so that's why I never really looked at it as canon, even though it was said to be canon. And now we're starting to have issues with that. So they might separate that. They
Well,
might
yeah,
be like,
I
these
mean,
live
even
action
the-
shows are canon and the cartoon isn't. We might never know. Hell, they did that with the extended universe. Now it's
Yeah.
called Legends.
Yeah.
Right.
They
Yeah.
could call the cartoons Legends 2 or something like that.
Right.
Which it might be a reality.
Which would suck.
Because you've seen everything. You've seen every episode. So.
And it's like, no, make this shit canon. It's so good, you know? And they're obvious, I don't know. Maybe because the shows were made pre-Disney.
They were.
But see, the last season of Clone Wars was made afterwards, and that season was kind of violent too.
Yeah.
which was great. Like that season is just so freaking good. Like the
Yeah.
last 4 episodes are
I feel like that season
Astounding.
wasn't made for kids.
no.
I feel like that season wasn't.
Well, because I think they realized the fan base that likes Clone Wars, they're all grown up now.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because we were kids when Clone
it
Wars-
started, yeah.
When did Clone Wars? I think I was in high school when Clone Wars first came out. I think.
I know we were going to Tincture.
We were definitely in Tincture.
Yeah.
I was. We were kids.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, I don't remember if we were like 5th grade or 6th grade, but it was like close to middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could have been in high school.
Yeah, I was. It came out in 2008.
Yes.
And I was a freshman in high school.
Yeah,
So we were like 6th, 7th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're so old, Dalton.
I know. About 2 whole years. I'm so old.
Those 2 years, man, they make a huge difference.
I guess apparently.
Apparently. Shit. Any last thoughts on Kenobi before we wrap this bad boy up?
I can't wait for more.
Yeah, honestly, like I just need to see more. I need to make my final like opinions once it's finalized.
Yeah.
You know, like right now I'm enjoying the ride. I wish the score was better or more Star Wars.
Right. Yeah.
But so far I'm enjoying the characters. Reva, you know, I want to see what they do with her. So far it's just kind of like, why is she here? Why are you here?
Yeah.
Why not just, I don't know. But we'll see. You know, she's got Leia now.
One thing I wanted to mention was we saw something we hadn't seen before. We saw hand-to-hand combat from a Jedi. We've never seen that before.
That's true.
That's true.
Every time we saw a fight scene in Star Wars, it was lightsabers or gun battles.
Kind of force battle too. Yeah, like they'll use the force to get away real quick. They won't like initiate kind of hand to hand.
Right. Yeah, and you might see like Han Solo kick somebody or something with it, but he's still, for the most part, it's still pew 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 or
using blasters, yeah.
Here we got to see how Jedi's fight without a weapon. And
Yeah,
it's like pancrase. It's open palm strike.
Yeah.
I was like, that makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
Especially for a Jedi.
Yeah, because in theory, you could, when they use the Force, it's always their hands are open.
Yeah.
So if you strike somebody while using the Force, yikes!
Yeah.
Oh man! So it was really cool to see him fight, see how a Jedi would fight without.
And it was cool to see how rusty he is too, because he was getting.
Yeah, he got punched in the face.
Yeah, and the way he reacted to it was like, damn, that's been a while.
Yeah.
You know,
So not used to that anymore.
fuck, I don't miss this.
Oh, not at all. So I'm glad we got to see, Jedi's fight without a lightsaber. Now we got an idea of how they do that, and it's open palm strikes and things like that. So
and it's like kind of based in like martial arts too, like like the way he was moving and like flip it like judo or jiu-jitsu, whatever.
Yeah.
Like the throws and stuff.
Yeah, he was getting like some hip tosses in there, and he was he was throwing people. He didn't throw a single punch. He didn't throw a single punch, but he did throw some palm strikes. And I
remember when I palmed you in the face.
Oh, that hurt like a motherfucker.
Back when we were kids. We were having one of our episodes that we would have every now and then.
We would not be friends for a week, and I would get bored and realize I have no friends.
Or I would come like apologizing, like kissing your feet, like, I'm so sorry. It's not the same without you.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, there was a meme that said you guys aren't best friends if you haven't had at least one fist fight.
Oh, we've had many. We even have YouTube videos of it.
That means y'all best friend, and that means I have no best friends. I haven't really been in a fight.
We could change that. You feeling a little frisky?
He's got some boxing training since the last time we sparred, so.
Get that bag. No, I am not in the mood to fight my friends.
But I disagree with that. You know, I think it's true. It's not a best friend if like you just haven't had like a fight, like a good argument to where you don't talk with each other for a little bit.
Right.
I haven't had that with some people. I haven't had that with y'all. I haven't had that with you guys know Ryan. I haven't had that with Ryan.
Well, you saw one between Russell and I.
Yeah,
but that was more of a drunken rage than it was. Yeah, I mean, you guys were drunk and you didn't know what a V8 was. That's all it was. That's really all that was.
Well, no, the fucker wanted to leave, and I wanted to sleep.
I forgot about Vegas. I forgot about Vegas. Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Wait, which one were you talking about?
Oh, I was talking about the time when you guys were we were at Russell's house.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And Russell's
he kept hitting you in the head.
Yeah, because he hit you, and you're like, could I have a V8? And you're like, what? Could have had a V8. I was like, what?
And he just
could have had a V8. You could have had a V8. And I'm sitting here like, bro, just get the joke, like, so he can stop hitting you.
I didn't understand it. I never saw that.
You never, and I was confused. I'm like, you drink V8, so I know you see the commercial.
No, I haven't.
You hadn't seen the commercial.
I just liked V8s. They were good for hangovers.
Yeah, you just knew about V8s without seeing the commercial. I only knew. I don't think I've had a V8. But I knew the commercial.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like a tomato juice.
Yeah. Okay. So now I get it. But
we were salty.
Yeah, I forgot about the Vegas one. Yeah, that one was nuts because I was asleep and I was like, can y'all shut up so I can go back to sleep? Yeah. But
that was a drunken rage too.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, I was just happy because y'all got to stay.
Right.
I mean, it happened in a very messed up situation. I thought it was messed up.
Yeah.
I thought it was messed up. But y'all stayed an extra day. That's how I was happy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Patrick was just knocked out and in the shower, so he didn't even participate.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying. Yeah, I haven't really had one like that with.
All right. Well, one of these days, I'm just gonna start a stupid argument somehow.
Get you
I'm
frustrated to where you
you.
want to just fight us.
All the salt's gonna be in the popcorn.
There are people I want to fight, but they all did something. It's not like they're like friends I was mad at them. No, it's if you heard what they did, you'd be like, yeah, they deserve their ass kicked.
Right.
But story for another day.
Story for another day.
Another podcast.
We have plenty of stories that will be told in other episodes.
Future episodes.
That's true. Quick, before we run out of time, can we talk about Moon Knight a little bit?
All right, yeah, let's talk about Moon Knight.
You seen it?
Yeah, no, yeah,
You seen it?
yeah.
Okay, I'm now caught up, so I feel like we can finally talk about it having seen the show. Okay. So thoughts? Did you guys like it? Love it?
I liked it.
Oh, it was fun. It was great. Yeah, no, I enjoyed it.
I loved it as much as all the other Marvel shows that came out.
Yeah, I feel like it didn't take away from any of the Marvel experiences. I feel like it didn't have like its own feel. It felt like it was like cohesive in the Marvel style.
While having its own feel too.
Exactly, yeah.
What I liked about it was it stood on its own. It didn't need to connect to any of the other heroes.
No.
It was its own
Yeah.
thing, independent of everything
Yeah.
else. It introduced a whole new mythos because we have Norse mythology in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Now we have Egyptian mythology.
Yeah.
They both exist.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, and then we're gonna get Greek mythology in Thor 4.
Yep.
So Greek, Egyptian, and Norse mythology all exist. That's awesome. I'm
Yeah.
hype about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just the first episode really hooked me. Like I loved the way it was filmed. It was like a horror movie.
Oh, yeah.
and it was different. And then like and it never got dry for me too.
No.
Like every episode offered something and progressed.
And it always gave you a question too, like what's really going on, you know? Because like there's times where like you think he's one person, and then like you realize, oh shit, he's not. You know, like he'll just like pass out, and then out of nowhere, everybody dead around him.
And that was always the biggest question, like who's controlling, who's doing the damage when he has those blackouts. And I like obviously if you know about it, you know there's a third person with Jake Spectre. What's his name?
Mark Spector is the. Oh well, okay. Jake Lockley is the third guy.
Yeah. Like there's a third, and that's what they're building up to. But I like they didn't do it until the end. Yeah, it would have been cool to see what his Moon Knight costume looks like.
I still want to
at
see
the
that.
end.
Yeah,
like it's like, oh, what the fuck? Like who is this? But
Yeah. I gotta say this. It was very true to the comics. Love that. I will say this. Reading the comics, Mark Spector was the main character. Reading the comics.
Okay.
Yeah, and Stephen Grant and Jake Lockley, they came later. So to see this show start off with Stephen Grant, I was like, wait a minute.
right.
I thought it was Mark Spector. And I actually forgot that Stephen Grant was the name of one of his
Personalities.
Yeah, personalities. I'm like, wow, they're actually telling the story through one of his alternate personalities.
Yeah.
That is insane.
It's a whole different experience.
Yeah, and I love the fact that Mark was like seen as like the fake one.
the fake one, yeah. And it made for a great reveal when it was like, oh, you created him because you were abused.
Yeah. It turns out you're the fake one this whole time.
Yeah.
That's a big old twist
What?
there. Yeah. So I loved seeing that. And then I kind of like that we haven't seen Jake Lockley yet. We saw him at the end, and I think this is really great as an acting performance. I if anyone should win like an Emmy for playing a superhero, that superheroes don't get awards like that.
No.
But if anyone deserved it, I got to give it to him because he's literally playing two guys at the same time.
Yeah.
And they're two different accents.
Yeah.
In the comics, all three of his personalities were American.
Right.
But the fact that the three personalities now are like one's American, one's British, and one's Hispanic, and the fact that he's doing all three of those
accents flawlessly too.
Flawlessly.
Yeah.
Flawless. Like his British accent, I was like, wait, he's not British?
Yeah.
Like I really thought he was a British person the entire time, like off camera too.
Yeah, like he in real life. Yeah.
Wait, he's not British?
Yeah.
Because I saw him on the Late Late Show. He was on that with James Corden.
Okay.
And he was, speaking his American accent. And I was like,
Dude, what the
wait a minute.
Yeah.
Is this the fake one?
Is
I
this the
know,
fake
which-
one? Yeah.
Which one are you? Hold on. Yeah, I knew Oscar Isaacs wasn't. I knew he was American, but because I remember him from Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I watched his interviews for Star Wars.
Okay.
So I knew he was American.
Yeah.
So when he was doing the British thing, I was like, wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Then I was thinking, okay, are all 3 personalities going to be British? And then no.
Yeah.
That caught me off guard.
Yeah, he did a wonderful job.
Yeah, and it's a great way by having it be different accents. It's a great way to show that hey, it is different people.
Yeah.
because that it kind of happened in the comics. There's a comic where Spider-Man's talking to him, and he switched to 3 different people in the conversation.
Right.
Spider-Man had no idea.
Yeah.
because they're all American.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, but now that each one's British, Hispanic, and American, now we know which
Yeah,
one's
as
different.
audience, yeah.
Yeah, and for him to switch characters mid-sentence, bro,
Yeah.
That was impressive. That was impressive.
you're changing personality and accent mid-sentence while having a conversation with yourself and oh my goodness. That's some of the best acting I've seen. in the
Yeah,
MCU.
like the scenes where they were in that like hospital thing where they're like,
yeah, the psych ward.
that was nuts. Like to see them like seeing each other and like having him act to himself.
Yeah.
like that's some A1 acting right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if somebody deserved an Emmy for a superhero, it for me it's this because I think that's some of the best acting we've seen in the MCU.
And I really enjoyed Ethan Hawke's performance too.
Yeah.
I thought he was a great villain.
No, I was thoroughly satisfied with that performance.
I think like if anyone else played that villain would have been lackluster, but Ethan Hawke just brought this like just kind of stillness and depth to it that was like kind of haunting and edgy.
Yeah.
Like you kind of get that feeling like he feels like he's doing something right.
Yeah.
And like
And that's what a good villain needs.
Yeah.
You almost want to agree with the villain.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you know you
and
got
he
something.
portrayed that really well.
Yeah.
Because he was making sense. He was like, we stop the bad guys before they become bad guys.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, that's fair. But then it's like, well, what if he didn't become a bad guy?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Then it's
What
like,
if he had the option to choose to do this crime or not, and he chose not to do that crime?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Now you just killed an innocent person, and
Yeah.
and I'm sure we've all thought about doing some bad stuff.
Of course.
It's like, I don't like you. I'm just gonna go up and smack you in the face. But then we didn't because we're not Will Smith.
Yeah.
Chris Rock.
So that's
Full
what I'm saying.
circle.
Yeah. So
You gotta have a full circle moment.
of course, yeah,
Yeah.
of course. So
Yeah.
that's why I do see where he's coming from, but yeah, he's still a bad guy because of that.
Yeah, and I want to bring it back to one thing I really liked about the show was the fighting. The fighting, it was great.
Yeah,
and
the
it,
choreography was really
and
good.
it was kind of violent.
Yeah.
like that when he's Moon Knight at the ranch and fighting all those guys off, and
Oh,
he's got
yeah.
spears through him.
Yeah.
He's stabbing people. People are getting shot. Like I was just like, okay, you're not pulling punches here. We get to see a little.
Realism in a fight, you know? Like that's why I like mostly like when they don't pull punches in scenes, it's like you kind of see the realism. Okay, yeah, he's gonna get smashed into the wall and his face is really gonna look like that afterwards, you know?
Yeah,
It just makes it better.
Yeah.
Also, too, I love the costume designs. The Moon Knight's outfit. Oh my
Yeah.
god! Because in the
And the
comics,
CG like to fucking
the
transform
way it comes
into it.
on.
Oh, it's so
That's
good.
cool.
because in the comics, it's kind of just like a white jumpsuit with the crest and some white underwear. And
Right,
a cloak,
yeah.
and that's it. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
just to still have the same color scheme, but to have it to be bandages, like he's mummified.
Yeah.
And still have the oh gosh.
Yeah.
And then have the eyes like move and everything.
Yeah.
And
he's got like Egyptian inscriptions on his leg. Like,
yeah, there's so much more detail.
And then the
Yeah.
gangster version of Steven's white suit.
Yeah,
was so
I
cool.
love
Yeah,
that.
his name is Mr. Knight in the comics. They don't say it on the show.
Right.
But yeah, the way Mr. Knight looked, that was perfect. That was almost straight from the comics. So I love that. And when he rolls up his sleeves and he's, fist
Come
I
on.
love that.
Comical but effective.
Yes. Yeah. I was so happy. So I'd like to see where they take him. And because we got to see him establish his story outside of all the other Marvel heroes, when he joins them, it's going to be that much more epic to me.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
I'm curious to see how he'll join the other heroes.
How he fits.
Yeah.
And how they're going to use Egyptian
Yeah.
Like, how is that gonna I see something funny happening between Thor and Moon Knight. You know, like, no, these are the gods. No, these are the gods.
Yeah, or like Thor and Khonshu like know each other. It's like, oh, this guy? Oh my gosh. What's he doing here?
Right.
I thought I had you enslaved.
Yeah. I think something like that would be fun.
That was my Chris Hemsworth.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It could be better.
But yeah, love this. Oh, and I gotta throw this out there. I never seen her before, but the girl who played the Scarlet Scarab.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow. That's
the main chick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot her name already, but I know her as the Scarlet Scarab.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that's crush worthy. Like,
Oh yeah.
Crush worthy.
yeah, I'm being in my feels for her for a little bit.
You got any crushes in your life right now?
Crushes? Gosh, I feel like celebrity crushes changes every week.
Oh.
Yeah, I always got 3, and then each week it's always somebody else.
Yeah,
Right. All
mine's
for
right
different
now.
reasons.
Mine right now is the lawyer.
Lawyer.
Camille Vasquez.
Okay, I think mine will be Scarlet Scarab for this week.
For this week.
Yeah, then.
Celebrity crush for the week.
Is that gonna be a new thing?
I honestly can't think of any right now.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
All right. Well, boys, it's been another great episode. Great job.
Oh yeah.
Greg, keeping the conversation lively. I love it.
Loving the posture.
Yep. Man, he's showing us all up, man.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, this whole time I've been trying to work on it, but I just,
You just look at him and it's just like,
God
man.
damn it. I'm jealous.
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Extra Salty Popcorn Podcast. I'm Zach.
Dalton.
Cameron.
All right. Yeah, thank you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all those YouTube things, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
Jinx.